All right. Well, welcome to Thriving Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Mary Beth Flemming, and I'm really grateful that you're joining us today. I know that time is one of our most valuable resources. So thank you for taking 30 minutes out of your day to come learn about a really exciting opportunity. So on this call, we are going to be talking about the Purium economy, which is an amazing company and business that many of us have partnered with to create more freedom in our lives and create additional income streams doing things that we really love to do and sharing value and services with the world, with our communities, with our friends, with our family. So I'm going to dive into what that exactly is a little bit later on the call. So stick around for all those details. But in the meantime, I'm going to just share about this idea of traveling, because many of us who are entrepreneurs, we do that because we want the freedom of our own schedule, right? We don't want someone telling us you can only travel 2 weeks out of the year. And we want to have the flexibility to work from anywhere. And so that's what this call is about. So drop a 1 in the chat if you love to travel. And I'm going to drop a 1. Drop a 2 if you are someone that really desires that ability to really work remotely, work from the road, have that freedom to go on whatever vacation you want, whatever work trip you want. And then drop a 3 if you've achieved that, if you have that in your life and you're stoked about that. So we got some 2s. Awesome. We have people doing it too. That's wonderful. So I'm going to share a little bit about me, just so you get a context of why I love to travel and why I've created this lifestyle for myself. So I started my travel fantasy at a really young age. I remember one of my favorite pastimes when my sisters were at school is I would collect National Geographics and I would just look through them and just like dream about all the places in the world I was going to travel to when I got older. And when I was 5, I actually started collecting change, like anywhere I could find it. I would scour my sister's room for their change and the laundry room and whatever. And I started a piggy bank for myself that I was going to cash in and move to Thailand and become a pro surfer. Granted, I grew up in the mountains. I'd never been to the ocean, never surfed, but that was my dream. So I really, started kind of solo traveling at the age of 16. I ended up cashing in that piggy bank and I bought a ticket to Hawaii to learn to surf. So I went off and on to Hawaii through university, and I graduated university pretty early, around age 21. And I was different from other people. Other people were graduated, wanted to get their job, get locked in, buy a house, do all these things. And I was like, I just want to travel the world. And so I spent the next 5 years of my life traveling. I was volunteering. And I really let this dream of surfing fuel me. So I ended up spending 5 months in Central America, traveling and surfing and volunteering, working on permaculture farms, learning about plant-based culinary school. And while I was traveling, I would cook for people and, kind of learn different trades that would keep me traveling. I ended up going to South Africa when I was 23 to volunteer for a local nonprofit there that was teaching local kids in the townships how to surf. So I got to do that. And then I eventually found what's called the Kisijugu Foundation, which is a nonprofit that works with cultural integration of West African drum and dance. And I fell in love with that culture and started traveling to West Africa to really immerse myself in the culture and share my herbalisms that I've learned and plant gardens with the kids and do English as a second language and kind of just pull all the tricks out. And that's where I met my husband and fell in love and had my first child. And that's when something shifted for me. I realized that as I was a mom now, I had to kind of work my life in a little bit different way. I couldn't go back home and just work hard for 3 months and then be on the road for 6 months and see how it happens. I had kids to take care of. I have a family to take care of. And so I was really on a mission to find a way to achieve that. And it was about the first year that I had my son, I was struggling. I was working multiple jobs. I had started a couple businesses, but nothing was really taking off. And I was finding myself not traveling. And I'm like, oh no, what's happening? I've got to change something. I got to keep doing my dreams. And so that's when I started to look for other solutions, other ways of making money online that allow for that time freedom, where you can work from anywhere, where I can be my own boss, where I can spend time with my children. and do all that. And that's when I found Purium. And so Purium is an organic superfood company that I have partnered with among thousands of people that is really allowing people to bring in this other stream of income, build an online business that helps you not only be of service and help your community, but also really live that flexible freedom lifestyle. And just this year, in January, my family and we have 2 kids now. We got in the car, we brought my mom, and we drove to California. We did a 3-week road trip then. Last month, we were 2 weeks on the road traveling for my husband's workshops. He teaches drum and dance. We just got back on Sunday from a 2-week desert road trip. Like, we're doing it. We're doing the family travel thing. We're living our lives. We're doing life school with our kids. And last month, working from the road, I actually had my biggest month in my business that I've had in 3 years. So it's really profound what we found here. And I don't want to share too much more of my own story because I have 2 colleagues here that are dear friends and colleagues who also have powerful stories of how the Purium economy has really allowed them to live this lifestyle of a lifestyle where they love to travel with their families and create more freedom in their lives. So the first person I'm going to bring on is Karri Tidwell. And this is a friend I've met through this business. She was introduced to me through a friend of a friend, and we've now become business colleagues and good friends. And I've just loved watching her grow and evolve this business. And I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Karri, but just in the last few months, you've been to Puerto Rico, California. You were in Mexico last month with your family, and you also had the biggest month you've ever had in this business last month. So we'd love to hear from you. Maybe just tell us a little bit about, what you were doing before you found Purium and a little bit how it's impacted your life.
Yeah, thanks, Mary Beth. And I love hearing your story and all what you've gone through. And I actually can relate. I was the type of girl that wanted to save all my money for travel. I would wear the same thing over and over. I wouldn't buy, fancy clothes or purses or shoes or anything. I would just save it for traveling. So I've always had a heart to want to explore and learn new cultures and meet people from different backgrounds. And I always loved to try like foods from wherever I was going and learn like natural remedies. And anyhow, so what I was doing before, I was a massage therapist and a regenerative detox specialist. So I would be working with clients one-on-one. And as you know, when you're working for yourself and in that way, when you take time off, you don't get paid time off. And I've never had paid time off. I've always kind of just figured out, just blocking my schedule and having that flexibility, which I love. I love having the freedom and flexibility to be able to block my own schedule off when I need to. But I wanted to find a way where I can still do my passion, still help people with health, still help people in the way I want to, and have the freedom and flexibility to travel and the abundance that, life has to offer. And it wasn't. And so I learned about passive income and residual income when I was 19, and I just didn't have the right vehicle to that was in alignment with everything I wanted until this whole platform came into my awareness, and I started to learn what was possible and started to dream again. And now, like Mary Beth said, I was able to go to Puerto Rico, and then the next month went to California, and then the next month Mexico. And I could travel again if I wanted to this month, but I'm going to California again next month, so I'll stay put. But I had the biggest growth in my business while I was traveling, and I love that I have the freedom and flexibility to do this work that's in complete alignment with what I want to create and in partnership and in community. So I'm no longer a solo entrepreneur. I can do this work and still help people with health and do it in collaboration. So I'm so grateful for this, as it allows me to have that freedom to travel and still be able to earn income. Like when I would wake up in the morning and see that I got paid, we get paid every week. And it's just a good feeling to know that things are still happening and I didn't have to sacrifice blocking my schedule off to make that happen. And then able to dream again of what's possible. And this business is not only allowing me to have that freedom and flexibility, I have more of an impact to really help more people and then do my other passions of really wanting to help people with. I think it's crazy that not everybody has clean water. And so I'm wanting to help in other ways. And I can see that this is possible. This is the vehicle to help me fuel other passions of getting back to the earth and nature and doing things in a good, sustainable way. And so I'm grateful to be here, and thanks, Mary Beth.
Yeah, that's awesome, Karri. And I've just loved watching your journey, and something that seems like it's a new kind of passion of yours as you've built this business and created more freedom is you're now like on this mission too to help other people create that type of freedom. And like, wow, there is a way to create this financial empowerment and this residual income where people can really do what they love to do and not have to sacrifice that. So can you tell us a little bit more about this newfound passion of yours to try to help people experience this type of lifestyle?
Yeah, I used to just like helping people with health. I really wanted people to know they can get to the root cause with their health and know that there's another way. And now I feel like I have this newfound passion with we can have this abundance and freedom. We don't have to be in a cubicle 9 to 5. We don't have to answer to somebody else. We can really have the abundance that we can have. And now I want to help other people do that. And I'm seeing that happening with my team and with helping others get to their goals. And that fuels me even more. Like I can do both. I can help people with health and help people really thrive financially, and then see them dream again, and know that what's possible, and we can do it together, and community makes me, yeah, so happy. And now I have like more friends and family that are wanting to join because they're seeing it happen. Same with health. Like it started with me and I felt lonely like by myself, and now more people are wanting to come on board, and then now people are seeing like, wow, okay, that does work. It is working for her. So then they're wanting to join in because it can be, it's not your typical business. It's different. And I'm so grateful that it's in this platform and in this way. I just wouldn't want to do anything else. So now, yeah, I have a new found passion for helping others attain that same level of financial stability and freedom and flexibility.
It's beautiful. And that's really why we're doing this call today, is just because we've accessed something where we've been able to create our life by design. And we're just kind of like bursting at the seams, like how many more people can we help do this? So that's so beautiful, Karri. And thank you for sharing. And next up, I'm going to bring on Michelle Ricci, who's also a friend of mine. We've known each other for probably 4 or 5 years and became business colleagues a couple years ago. And she's doing the same thing. She also last month had one of her biggest months and is doing it all from the beaches of Mexico. And she's going to share maybe some exciting news with everyone, but she's been doing some really big things in terms of aligning her passions and her core values with this work and creating so many opportunities for herself in the process. So Michelle, would you love to jump off and just, yeah, same as Karri, tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you found Purium, and then now what's opened up in your life since becoming a brand partner and doing this business?
Thanks so much, Mary Beth. And I love hearing from you, Karri, too, just what's going on. There's just, in the weeks that develop between the last time we talked, you're, on a mission to help people get clean water, and it's such a commodity. So just kudos for how your path is unfolding for you as well, and all the work that you're doing. For me, same thing. I was young. I was actually a national gymnast when I was a kid. So I grew up in the back of a station wagon, touring the region and traveling to Florida from New York with my parents. And just, I had a big travel bug. And at the end of high school, I ended up jumping on a tour with the Grateful Dead and traveling and doing some really, selling t-shirts and just doing fun things like that. I really always created a pathway for myself to be my own boss as much as possible. I did work for the resort industry a little bit, but it always felt very stifling to me. So really for me, what happened was I came down with an illness where I was poisoned and completely taken out of my life, and I couldn't do anything. And that's how I found this company, via Pathway of Nutrition. And I came to Mexico to heal. And what transpired as a result of me being in the sunshine and getting my feet in the sand and taking this deep nutrition, I was able to resolve the trauma that I was going through. And I had, before I had gotten poisoned, I had become a health practitioner. And so I was able to re-enter as a practitioner. And what naturally happened was the growth of my business just by adding this in to what I was already doing. And then it just made sense to me. I've always been the kind of person, I moved to Colorado because I felt like if I was going to retire there someday, I might as well be in the place that I'm going to retire. If I'm going to be putting all these hours into work, why live and work in New York and then try to retire in Colorado? So it just made sense to me this year And last year is when this really started, where I started spending, between 3 and 5 months in Mexico, and just making it work where I want to be. And so this feels like a place of health and regeneration to me. And incorporating this business into my practice has really afforded me the opportunity to work from anywhere and become a digital nomad. I mean, I had only kind of heard that in the past, but now I really understand what that is. Just being online, having my own superfood store, and being able to support people with their health has been my mission, especially with the toxic trauma that I survived. I really want to help people understand how they're adding, where their toxic burden is in their life, and how they can lighten that and resolve some of the chronic issues that they might be having. And so for me, it was a decision that I want to be in the place I want to live, and I want to work in the place that I want to be, and that I could do that, that there's no reason why I couldn't do that, that there's an old paradigm of the dollars per hour that I really never bought into to begin with. And I finally found a vehicle and a vessel and a new economy for being able to really live fully expressed in my business and in my personal life and in my health the way I always imagined it, but didn't know how it was going to happen. So this has really been the vessel for that for me to do. And so I was on my morning walk yesterday, connecting with the ocean, doing my yoga. I took my walk and I bumped into some people, and I haven't expressed this out into the universe yet, but I bought a house on a handshake yesterday here in Mexico. So I'm totally making that transition, and excuse me if I am a little choked up, but it's just happening. It's happening because I'm leaning into a new paradigm of business, and really leaning into this greater economy and what it really means as community. I don't think I could have done that without the community that we also have with this organization. It has really helped lift me up and give me a voice in my business, in my collective, and with my audience and with my clients, that it's completely possible. Whatever I can dream up is totally possible. So I hope that answered your question a little bit.
Totally. That is so exciting, Michelle. And I'm so happy for you. And it just gives me so much hope, to see the people in my lives, my colleagues, my friends doing the things that they love to do and taking chances and making their lives better, making the lives of others better. So thank you for your inspiring stories, ladies. Drop a 3 in the comments if you feel inspired and are excited for these guys and what they're creating. And now we're going to jump into a little bit more of like, okay, what is the Purium economy? What is this health company that they're talking about that is allotting these women these beautiful experiences? And so basically we all partnered, we're all entrepreneurs of our own right. Many people come to this business from many different backgrounds, whether these ladies happen to be health practitioners, but business people, artists, entrepreneurs, people that work in real estate, like you name it. We have so many people that are drawn to the social sharing economy. And what that is basically a way of doing business online that allows you to create exponential residual income if that's really what you desire. And I read a quote the other day that said, if you're not making money online, the truth is that the internet's probably making money from you, because that's the day and age we live in, right? We have an amazing opportunity to really create income from online anywhere. And what I love so much about our company is that we have 4 core pillars of planet, health, community, and passion or purpose. And so what you've been hearing these ladies say is we really have kind of tapped into a new way of doing business where we really value collaboration over competition. And the only way that us ladies on this call have been able to create this residual income in our lives is working with a team of people who have uplifted us and supported us. And we've learned how to tap into systems and leverage each other's skills and times and knowledge to really build something together. So we are in a model that is definitely about collaboration over competition, which is not your traditional kind of solo entrepreneur model in many ways. We also, the owners of our company are so passionate when it comes to making this planet a better place. So we are an organic superfood company. The owners of the company have been on the forefront of the organic movement for the last 30 years, really trying to support local organic farmers, support a movement of helping people get more nutrition into their bodies, learn about their bodies, detox their gut. We have the only product on the market that detoxifies glyphosate from our bodies. If you don't know what glyphosate is, ask the person who invited you to this call and they can share resources, because it's an herbicide that is affecting all of our health. And we have the only product that's been clinically trialed and third party verified by the Detox Project to eliminate glyphosate. So our first pillar is really about supporting and uplifting people's health so you can have more vitality in your life. So there's kind of two avenues for this business. Some people come into this business really just on their own health journey, like Michelle, like just looking for better solutions, for deeper nourishment, for organic nutrition, and wanting to have some support in that process. And so that's one way to start the business, is you can get one of our packs, get the business for free, start your own health journey. And many people have friends and family that they want to do it with. My first 30-day transformation, I did it with 6 friends. And one of them was my other sister and a couple of my best friends and my aunt. And I'm like, hey, who wants to spend 30 days getting healthy together? And in that process, I got my little gift code card that I shared with my friends who purchased their pack. And for being the person that shared it with them, I got some compensation and was able to pay my product back. And it was amazing. I had my health journey, they had their health journey, and I was paid my product back. So on the most simple level, we're a referral company where you can do that, make a little money, pay for your products, maybe pay for your cell phone bill, whatever, if that's your game. The other aspect of this business is really when you want to build a residual income or build more of this time freedom, this location freedom into your life, is you actually start building a team and partnering with other entrepreneurs and other professionals who also hold this vision of helping people with their health, helping serve communities, helping spread a mission and education about glyphosate and organic farming, and also build financial empowerment to have time freedom and location freedom and go buy a house in Mexico if that's what you desire. And so how you really do that is through building a team. And Karri and Michelle and I are all on teams. And through our networks, we're able to build exponential, residual income and exponential reach. So I'm not just talking to my network, but they're talking to their networks and they're talking to their networks. And so it really branches out. And the company decided to go with this particular business model so that it could invest in everyday people. So the people who are consuming these nutrients, consuming these products, being the people that are sharing this and talking about it and being the distribution model. And in return, paying everyday people for their good work, for sharing this service, versus a lot of companies out there, they'll go through Whole Foods or they'll sell their stuff on Amazon or Target. And so when you buy that product at those big stores, the money's just basically going in the hands of Jeff Bezos and all these people who already have tons of money, right? With this model, you're actually supporting your friend, you're supporting that single mom. I was a single mom when I started this business. So it's a really beautiful model in terms of uplifting and supporting community. So those are kind of the two aspects of this business. And there's many ways to get started. Like I said, we have transformation packs, and it starts with your own health journey. And then it starts with the people that you share it with initially. And my favorite aspect of this business is we have so much support. So whether you have a health background or not, if you have a passion for helping people, this is an amazing platform for you, because we have trainings, we have team meetings, we have apps that the company's created to help us, step-by-step processes. We have support groups. We have like so much support. So you never feel like you're alone. And that was something that I really valued, because I also came into this as a solo entrepreneur and was so used to just having to do everything. Like, oh, I got to do the marketing and find the people and create the stuff and the accounting and like every aspect. And here with this model, we have so many beautiful systems in place that you really get to just focus on creating genuine connection and relationship, and focus on, okay, what is the life I'm building? And how can I do that through serving and helping people? So we have tons of support. If you're excited and you're like, man, this is something that I would actually really like to create, to see if I can create another stream of income, see if I can really build more freedom into my life. We have an amazing fast start program. You can get up to $2,500 in bonuses in your first 3 months. And there's a step-by-step guide of how to do it. And all you have to do is get back with the person who invited you, and they have their special code that they can share with you and help you get started. They can help you get on a call with their mentor so you can get all your questions answered and just kind of dip your feet in. When I learned about this business 3 years ago, I knew nothing about network marketing or how this business model worked. And in 2 years was able to build a 6-figure income because I had my hand held the entire way. So we truly are a community that is dedicated and so passionate about sharing health, empowering people's health, empowering people's financial wealth, their financial empowerment, and creating really, really tight-knit collaboration and community so that we can lift each other up in the process. So that's a bit about our company, who we are. Like I said, if you want the really detailed, okay, how do I get started? What do I do? Reach back out to the person who invited you. They can get you all the details. And I just want to thank you for being on this call today and exploring this option. And thank you, Michelle and Karri, for sharing your stories. And if I can, I'd love to bring you ladies back on for another minute or two. So you could just, if there's someone on this call that's listening and they're kind of like, whoa, this sounds cool, but sounds too good to be true, or it sounds totally overwhelming. Like, what would your piece of advice be to those people?
I can share. Yeah, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh my gosh, these girls have lost their shit, really is how I felt. Like they're selling out to powders. We should all grow our own food in our backyard. Like, this is nuts. So I was one of those people who for sure prejudged it. I didn't really, I knew our food wasn't grown properly or picked right, but I didn't realize how bad it was until started learning more and studying with Dr. Zach Bush's work, and just learning more about glyphosate and what it is, and then the solutions that we have. And so, yeah, if you're on the fence and if you're prejudging it, I can totally relate, because I did that for 5 months until I tried it. And I was like, well, what are the ingredients? Because I'm really picky with ingredients. I only want to use really good quality things, and only worked with using whole foods, herbs and fruits and different things to really help people regenerate. But when I brought this in, I felt the difference. I tasted the difference, and I was like, okay, there's no fillers, because a lot of stuff on the market is not good. And so if you are getting things, it's know where your food comes from, make sure it's not isolated chemistry, and all of those things, check the box of what would be in alignment with what I'd want to share for myself, my family, and my community. And so it's like my dream job. It's in total alignment, that their mission is to end human suffering, regenerate the earth soil, and help people thrive financially. And I'm I love all those things. And now I have the ability to really help other people, not only with health, but with financial. So yeah, it's connect back in with whoever shared this, and they can share more. But it's been life-changing. It's the answer to my prayer I laid down when I was 19, and I'm forever grateful.
Beautiful. I will echo a lot of that. I mean, the nutrition component alone, it won't take you long before you're ingesting and then sharing anyways. And, we do that with movies, and we do that with, different things where we make recommendations. So that part is easy. I know for me, I was thinking, this is multi-level marketing, and that was scary for me at first. And I had done some other things. Really, what I learned was this isn't my mama's MLM, and there's so many different sides of the pay structure that we can lean into, and it was more direct. Everybody that I come in contact with and that I'm supporting, they're direct to me, and so that was really important to me, and how I really caught the vision of this company, and it really took away any fears of what that word meant or what we're actually doing here. They're literally changing the paradigm. It's truly a green economy. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, and that's your your sticking point or something, I would just encourage you to get back with the person that invited you here. Take a look deeper at what we're doing, because it's so much more than that. And there's so many ways for you to not only improve your health, but improve your wealth and improve the lives of the people around you. And it's not scary, and it's super supportive. I'm a 52-year-old woman, and I have never felt so supported as an entrepreneur and so connected with so many people in my life. I had no idea how I was going to do it. And it's all unfolding beautifully. And I've got just a ton of support, not only from the organization and the company, which is family owned and operated, but also from these women that you see here. So whether they're next to me or with me, or they came up through me, or they brought me in, we're all linking arms side by side and shoulder to shoulder. And I've never experienced anything like it. And so when we say green economy, it really is a new paradigm of wealth. And I think that that's something that we can all grab onto so that we can leave a legacy for our children. And that's the biggest thing for me. I'm going to get choked up again, but I really want to leave a trail of fruit, no pun intended. This company is really helping me do that. And I know that we can support you too. My mission right now is to help at least, even if I can reach 1% of the 500,000 healthcare professionals that have been disenfranchised. There's just so many ways that we can support people that are praying for this. And so just give it a shot, incorporate it into your daily life. And I think you'll soon quickly see how much you've been missing this in your life.
Yep. Beautiful, ladies. So well said. And yeah, again, thank you for being part of this conversation. Hope you can get back to the person that invited you and continue this beautiful conversation on. And may we all just do work that fills our life and fills us with joy and fills others with joy and leaves a positive impact in this world, because that's most important. So thank you for being here, and have a beautiful, thriving Thursday.